We all want to achieve financial freedom and have at least, a comfortable retirement. But we need to break this down into smaller financial milestones that we can achieve as we, go through life. It's kind of like when we play video games and we got to complete missions. We got to do this step by step before we get to the final boss. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the financial milestones that I have already achieved, as well as the ones that I'm still working towards. So you can think of this as something like a financial roadmap, so a journey of what you want to achieve. And we want to achieve this one by one before we hit our end goal. So let's get to it. So the first financial milestone that we want to achieve is to just earn more money than we spend consistently. So I know that this sounds simple, and it is, but a lot of people are still struggling with it. Obviously, this is very important for us for our financial journey. It doesn't matter whether we're earning 3,000 ringgit a month or 30,000 ringgit a month, as long as every single month we are consistently spending less than we earn. So I started on a salary of 4,000 ringgit a month, which, back then I thought it was a lot of money, but still, there were some months where, I didn't have much left over towards the end of the month, and I had to wait for my next paycheck. Thankfully, I didn't get to the stage where I had to take on personal loans just to pay for my necessities, because that would have been really bad for my finances. Speaking of that, the next financial milestone that we'll want to achieve is to have zero high interest debt. So that means avoiding it at all costs, or if you already have it, then to pay it off as soon as you can. So the reason that we want to do this is that just like how the power of compounding interest will help us with our investments, it will also do the same when we have a lot of high interest loans. It will really cost us a lot of money. And when I say high interest debt, I'm mainly talking about things like buy now, pay later, personal loans, credit cards, especially credit cards. Those are the real killers. So I'm not really talking about things like ASB financing, a housing loan, or even a higher purchase loan for your car. To me, these loans are okay. The interest rates generally aren't that high. So as long as you're paying it off consistently every single month, we should be good. Personally, I've never really missed any credit card payments or been in a situation where I had to take on a personal loan. So I hit this milestone pretty quickly. Right, so now that we've gotten over with spending and debt management, let's get into the real wealth building process. So to me, the foundations of personal finance is to have an emergency fund, because we never know when an emergency will come up. So that will be my next financial milestone. So the aim here is to build anywhere between 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses, depending on you personally, I guess. But for this example, let's just say 3 months. So if you spend 3,000 ringgit a month, you need a 9,000 ringgit emergency fund. If you spend 10,000 ringgit a month, you'll need a 30,000 ringgit emergency fund. To be honest, this is a huge milestone to achieve, and you should celebrate it because it's not easy. And if you've managed to do it, then you can prove to yourself that you are able to save consistently. I'll just give you guys an example. Even if you can save 20% of your salary every single month, it will take you 1 year to save up your 3-month emergency fund. If you want a 6-month emergency fund, it will take you 2 years of saving 20% every single month. Bank Negara Malaysia said that 75% of Malaysians can't come up with 1,000 ringgit in the event of an emergency. So yeah, if you can save up 3 months, it is obviously a huge milestone. You'll be in the 25% of Malaysians. Personally, I think this milestone took me just over 2 years, if I remember correctly, because early on I was a bit inconsistent with my saving. But once I managed to achieve it, it gave me a lot of peace of mind, because I knew that even if anything bad were to happen, I would be fine. Moving on. I know that I said earlier that we're getting into the wealth building process, but I was lying, because this next financial milestone, this is when we get serious, and it is starting to save for retirement. So I kind of skipped certain parts, I got straight to here because I was just really interested in investing. So I started doing this basically right when I started working. Again, this sounds very simple, especially if you're someone who is financially literate. You would think, who doesn't do this? Everyone would do this, right? But trust me, most people don't even think about it. Especially when we're talking about people who are younger, people, I guess even my age, we would think about things like, retirement is so far away. It's like 30, 40 years away. I need to enjoy my youth, right? Wrong. Just kidding. We should still enjoy our youth, of course, but we need to find that balance, because starting to invest for your retirement at an early age will be extremely beneficial and will make your life so much easier. I've shared many examples of this before, so I won't do it again, but I recently made a video about my strategy to put my retirement saving plan on easy mode. I can't remember what it's exactly called. But yeah, I did make a video about that. I talk about this in specific, so if you guys want to check that out, you can click the link here. So yeah, my goal was to invest a consistent amount of money every single month, and I guess this was the easiest milestone for me to achieve because I just really like investing. I like investing more than I like saving money. So thinking about saving for an emergency fund, it just felt so difficult. Thinking about investing my money for the future, it was just really easy for me. And honestly, it's not really an excuse for anyone these days to say things like, I want to invest, I know I need to, but I don't know how, just because there's so many investment options out there now. It's so easy to start. And there's also a lot of knowledge online that you can just, find easily. So yeah, even if you're not a fan of stock markets, you don't care about stocks, you don't care about crypto, you just want to invest, there are many platforms out there that can help you do it. You can invest in things like Amanah Saham, robo-advisors, or even just ETFs. By the way, if you guys want to invest in any Malaysian or US stocks and ETFs, then check out Mumu. They are one of the easier options out there if you guys want a broker, and they're also regulated in Malaysia, which makes them safe, I guess. Especially when we're talking about our long-term investments, we want somewhere that is trusted because we are putting quite a bit of money there. So yeah, the regulation really does help. If you guys want to sign up, you can use my link in the description. You will also get some nice freebies for using that. I think right now you can get 1 Apple share, but these rewards, they will change. Also, you guys can get some exclusive reward for signing up with my code. So if you guys already have the Mumu app, just open it, search for enhanced deposit at least 1,000 ringgit and put the code TMF1. Anyway, back to the video. So the next financial milestone that we will want to achieve is to have a net worth of 100,000 ringgit. So of all the milestones that we're talking about today, this is the only one with a dollar value attached to it, just because having 100k is kind of cool, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a magical number and it's a nice amount of money to have. I remember being young and following guys like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, and they would say something along the lines of getting to your first 100,000 ringgit is the magic number to get rich. Yes, they did say ringgit. And Charlie Munger even said that, it's a bitch, but you gotta do it. And it's true. 21-year-old me with a net worth of negative 10,000 ringgit was thinking, how am I ever going to achieve that? 100,000 ringgit just seems so far away, and I had no clue how I was going to achieve it. But I was lucky and I managed to increase my income, so by the age of 26, I managed to hit this milestone of having 100,000 ringgit in net worth. I remember the day, I was doing the math, trying to figure out my net worth, and I saw it was over 100,000 ringgit. It just feels nice. And this is also the stage where I started not really worrying too much before I started buying stuff. So if I wanted to go out on a nice meal or if I wanted to buy the latest iPhone, it didn't really bother me too much because I knew that I had quite a bit saved up. Also, they were right. Getting to the first 100,000 ringgit, it really is the most difficult, because once you get there, you'll realize that getting to 200,000, 300,000, even a million, it always seems a lot easier for some reason. And it's not just about compound interest, in my opinion, it's also about the confidence that it gives you. Back when I was starting out, I thought 100,000 ringgit, so difficult, impossible, I don't know when I'll reach it. But once I got there, it gave me confidence knowing that if I can do that, then surely I can do more as well. Don't quote me on this because I have completely zero data to back up what I'm going to say. But I'm pretty sure if you have a net worth of 100,000 ringgit in Malaysia, it will put you in the top maybe 20 to 30% of Malaysians. So that's where the list of financial milestones that I've already achieved ends. The next ones I'm going to be talking about, these are things that are a lot more difficult and I haven't hit them yet. But my next goal is for my investment income or growth to be more than my actual working income. This one, again, it seems impossible. All over again, I just feel like I have no idea how I'm going to get there. It feels so far away. But for now, I'm just going to keep working on it and investing more money. Imagine the feeling of having so much money invested that your yearly dividends or the yearly growth of your portfolio is more than your annual working income. You would feel like even if you lost your job, you'll be fine because you got another source of income. Anyway, this is how I'm going to math it out. So let's say my working income is 100,000 ringgit a year. And let's say that I'm assuming my investment returns will be around 7% a year. So for my investment income or growth to exceed 100,000 ringgit a year, that would mean I would need an investment portfolio of 1.4 million ringgit. That is a lot of money. And this one is really tough because this is 1.4 million ringgit in investments, not net worth. This is because when we talk about net worth, we have some money in the bank account, maybe we include our house in our net worth, but these things, it doesn't generate us any income. So it needs to be in things like stocks. So yeah, it is very difficult, but once you get there, I do think that you are very, very close to achieving our final boss, which is financial independence. So this is the last milestone to achieve for most people, and I guess some people would interpret it in different ways, but to me, achieving financial independence means that I have enough money that I could basically do whatever I wanted for the rest of my life without having to worry. So if I wanted to be a barista, I could. If I wanted to start a farm, which is actually something that I want to do, I could do it. So I haven't figured this out completely because I still have another milestone to achieve before I get to this final boss, but this is roughly how I'm thinking about it. There's this rule called the 4% rule, where it basically means you can withdraw 4% from your retirement portfolio every single year and spend it however you like, without it going to zero for at least the next 30 years. So let's say I want a retirement income of 10,000 ringgit a month. Maybe that is enough for me. So over a year, this would be 120,000 ringgit, which means that if I divide this by 4%, I would need 3 million ringgit in my retirement portfolio to follow this 4% rule. To be honest, I don't think that would be enough, especially if I wanted to have financial independence earlier on in my life. I think a number closer to maybe 5 million ringgit would be a better number. But I won't overthink this. I'll just cross this bridge when I get there. So I know I said that was the last financial milestone for most people, but I lied. So the game said that was the final boss, but turns out there is a bonus level to it, and that is generational wealth. I say this is a bonus because even to me, I would consider this optional. This is not something that I'm really trying to work towards. Even if I don't get to generational wealth, I don't really mind. So generational wealth means that it's not just you who is financially sorted, it's also your kids and maybe even their kids. They are all financially sorted. They don't really have to worry about money throughout their lives. Obviously, you will need a lot of money for this. I would say maybe somewhere above 10 million ringgit. But I haven't really thought about this at all. Like I said, it's not a major financial goal for me, and it just feels so far away. So I guess I'll just give you guys an update in 20 years' time. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because otherwise, how are you going to know if I managed to achieve it? Anyway, thanks for watching this video to the end, guys. Give me a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments below which stage are you currently at. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.